Hi, my name is Jenny Bailey and I'm the founder and owner of Calla Shoes. Calla is a brand of beautiful and stylish footwear, specially designed for women who suffer from a very common foot condition called bunions. Now, I've suffered from bunions almost all my life. I'm 42 years old now, and I noticed in my late 20s, early 30s that I was starting to develop something on my feet. I wasn't too sure what it was, but it meant that my feet weren't fitting comfortably into normal shoes anymore. At the time, I decided to try and buy some products that I would thought alleviate the pain that I was feeling both in and out of the shoes, because sometimes I got pain after wearing certain shoes. And I also thought that there might be some products out there to either make them better or prevent them from getting any worse. So I'm going to go through a few of those products today. I tried them all over a period of time, and I just wanted to kind of give you my personal feedback on what I thought about them. So a lot of bunion products are out there, and a lot of them will say that they do things like cure bunions or stop them from getting worse. So I'm going to just go through the ones that I tried, and then you can hear what I thought about them. So the first product is a bunion splint. So it's this rather unusual looking contraption. It's got a hard plastic section here, a kind of soft felted back, fake leather section here, and then a Velcro strap. So the Velcro strap goes around your foot, the big toe goes behind the plastic section, and you kind of tie it tight so that the big toe is aligned, and then you are supposed to wear it all night long. So I did wear these. I think it was when I noticed that one of my bunions was getting pretty bad, and it was after the birth of my second child. Now, have found out recently that because of the loosening of the ligaments when you're pregnant, that quite often it can mean your things like bunions can get a lot worse in a much shorter period of time than they would do normally. So I started wearing these at night. But what I found was that after about an hour or so, I just couldn't sleep in them because the pain was quite severe. I can't describe it really. It was I guess it's because the big toe is being moved out of where it wants to sit, which is kind of over to one side on my feet anyway. I found them, too uncomfortable to sleep in. So perhaps I didn't give them the full go because I'd never used them for the full night, but I did try and use them for an hour or a few hours at night time. Now, they didn't make my bunions any better, but some reviews I've read say that they've helped them stop getting worse. But I think that you would have to be wearing them every night over a significant period of time to maybe see any advantages there. So I found them too much because the pain was a bit unbearable for me to wear them continuously every single night. Another product that I've actually found quite useful is something that I call yoga toes. There's lots of different things. So I think people sometimes use them to, when they're doing pedicures and painting their toenails, because it spaces the toes apart. But it's quite a nice way that when you've had a day on your feet and your toes are been a bit scrunched up in footwear, or you've been on, you've had a day out at a special occasion, you've been on your heels all day, so your toes have been at the bottom of shoes, then these are quite a nice way to relax the toes. So you kind of put your big toe in the big hole, and then all your other toes in the other ones, and it just stretches them out, and it's a nice way to stretch and alleviate any kind of stresses and pains in your toes. So I do use these sometimes. I lie on the settee in the evening with my feet up, these on my toes, and just let them kind of stretch the muscles out in my toes, and give them a bit of relief from being all crunched up together. Oh, by the way, the yoga toes, it's not going to make your bunions any better. It's just there for stretching, I would say. If you think that these are going to reverse your bunion, I would, from personal experience, say that that's not going to happen. And it's mainly because the only thing that can reverse bunions is surgery, unfortunately. So there's another set of products that you can use to either help separate your big toe from the toe next to it, because quite often when your big toe is starting to move across, it can rub against the second toe and it can be quite uncomfortable. So there's lots of products out there that can separate your big toe out from your the next toe along, and this is one of them. And this is one of the ones I found the easiest to use in footwear, because you can get these types of products that this bit here is the bit that goes between your big toe and your next toe, and there's lots of products out there that also have like a rubber cushioning, silicone type cushioning that goes over the bunion as well, and I found that those were just too difficult to wear in footwear, and it was kind of creating less space. So you'd have to be wearing really pretty big toe box shoes in order to be able to fit your feet in, and some of these products as well. So this is the most useful for me. So this bit slips over the big toe, and then this silicone bit here keeps the big toe away from the next toe. So I found these pretty comfortable, especially when I was starting to get a bit of irritation. These days my feet, I've not been having any problems with them, and I think it's generally because I've been wearing a lot of Calla shoes and trainers, and just trying to make sure that my toes have always got lots of room in shoes. This is another type of product. It's a little bit trickier, I think, than this one, and this slips between the big toe and the next toe and kind of works in the same way. But this is better in my opinion, because this stays on your feet and in the shoe properly, whereas this one slides around and ends up kind of getting caught underneath your feet. So I hope that you enjoyed my personal reviews of these Bunion products. I would always recommend going to see a podiatrist or a specialist, a foot specialist, in order to find out a bit more about your feet and why you've got bunions, and is there anything that they recommend to help alleviate any pain for you. I'd also be really interested to see if any of you had tried any of these products, and what your feedback and your recommendations were. So please do share in the comments below, and I'm sure that would be really, really helpful for anyone else who is watching this video. Thank you very much for watching.